Hello, everyone, and welcome to TableTakes on September 2nd, 2022. If you are unfamiliar what TableTakes is, well, let's just go around and introduce the host, and maybe you'll get a feel for the vibe. Hey, everybody, how you doing today? Look at all
Hello.
these wonderful
Hi.
faces, all these awesome people. I want to start, though, if I may. Noir, what have you been up to this week?
Huh? Well, well, I've been, living my very best life. Just enjoying the week. I haven't done too terribly much. I was supposed to be at PAX West, but unfortunately, I did get a really bad bout of food poisoning that has
Oh,
kept
no.
me grounded. My tum tums hurt real bad.
Oh, no.
Uh, um, and if you're not feeling well, you shouldn't travel because you don't want to get anybody else sick. So,
Sorry,
um,
buddy.
I know
We'll
I
miss
want to
you.
go. I miss y'all too. Like I was really excited because I've never been to Seattle, and that is definitely on the list of places that I want to go. They've got a fantastic stand-up scene, and I want to see if y'all coffee is as good as everybody says it is. Um, but uh, but for unfortunately, I have to wait. But I will be going to PAX Unplugged, so I'm hoping that we'll all meet there, maybe.
I don't know,
Ooh.
we
Maybe
might.
next year.
That
Oh,
might.
yeah,
Next might be for next year for me. I'll be like too pregnant by the time that rolls around. To be honest.
Speaking of too pregnant, Bonsai, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to be farting around PAX this weekend. So I have a lot of games that I wanted to demo and say hi. And also, they have, if you're into Stardew Valley, they have the chickens for sale, the plushy chickens for sale. So you can go buy the chickens. But yeah, if you want to say hi, just look for a patch of orange. That's usually how a lot of people find me in
well,
cons.
no, I don't
Like,
know
kind
if
of-
that's true.
Kind of
You
floating.
have
Yes, you
you have a doppelganger out there. I'm telling you.
actually, I have more than one doppelganger. So Gen Con, I was going around it, and they didn't have orange all the way,
Mhm.
but there's another streamer called Bonsai Nader who's also really big. I don't know if you know her. She's like really into the board game scenes as well. So people are getting us confused because I'm like, no, I'm Bonsai Baby, and she's Bonsai Nader, and we both look very similar. And
Wow.
I'm like, no, I'm Gen Con. She's a different company.
That's confusing. That's unfortunate.
It is.
Well, it's exciting you're getting to wander around PAX this week. Lots of good games, lots of good like indie new stuff. That's always really exciting. So Bonsai, have a great time there. But we got some more show to talk about. Specifically, I want to know, Javion, what have you been up to?
I've been up to a lot. I've been super busy. I've been trying to get caught up on Dragon Ball. I'm up to season 4 of Dragon Ball Super.
Yes.
I'm already getting like hate from like random people that I talk about it with about how Dragon Ball isn't a show you should watch. You should watch something better and all these other things.
Wait
I'm
a
just ignoring
minute.
it.
What?
I'm just ignoring all. It's like, oh, do you want to watch a bunch of characters stare at each other for like 5 episodes straight, and then like one of their family dies, and finally they have enough strength to hurt the bad guy, and they win every time? It's just like
That's
it's
like
just- it-
90%. Are you telling me people go watch Marvels and have a problem with that? Don't have a problem with that? My name's Marcus. I got a problem with some Marvels.
Right, exactly. I just been locking them out, watching the show, having a great time watching Goku play baseball. I've also been learning how to doodle. I don't have any of my stuff here, but I'll show it to you sometime when I'm feeling confident about my abilities. I've been learning how to draw shapes. That's
Oh.
where you start.
Well, that's what we have to make sure we have a very special episode of Monstrosity with you now because you already drew the sexy toast on that show.
Oh no!
So you made the sexy toast.
Yeah,
We-
but I burned that in a fire, so that will never
It's
come
gone.
up again.
It's gone forever. Are you sure? You're phasing out of existence? You just got
You're
so
phasing.
you got
There
so
you go.
you're
There
back.
you
He's
go.
back.
It was too.
Oh, no,
sorry.
my-
Too embarrassing. It was too
My
embarrassing.
camera is my camera. Okay. And then of course, like I've got a ton of other stuff going on too. But literally today, I got my copy of Strongholds and Followers from MCDM, so now I can finally hire hirelings have my players hire hirelings for themselves and build HQs and things like that. And Matthew Colville did such a good job with his team building a big old compendium of lots of cool stuff to put into your campaigns. Your GM lets you, but I'm the GM, so I get to say yeah. So I'm excited.
That is awesome, Javion. So that book is it's, you said, from Matt Colville?
Matthew Colville's company, MCDM. Matthew Colville, something production.
So then this is does this help you just add different kind of elements to the your role playing game that you're playing? Okay,
yeah.
That's neat.
So like you get HQs and like big strongholds for either you or for like your enemies that they have like big
cool.
Castles and stuff like that. You can build it from the ground up. You got followers, not just hirelings, but also like new companions or like NPCs that you pick up along the way.
I didn't even know stuff like that existed. This is wonderful. And this is why you come to TableTakes for the hottest in tabletop news from people who are genuinely enthusiastic about the products and the community. So
Marcus, what have you been up to?
I was in I wouldn't have to talk about this.
Uh-oh.
I am still locked in. No. I am embroiled in a battle with this cat that keeps breaking into my house.
Oh, you're not cat.
Taking my pasta.
Not cat that steals your macaroni.
It's not my cat. It steals my macaroni. It poops in my planners. Like it's like it is playing games with me, and I don't know what. It's a game of cat and me, and I don't know what to do. But aside from that, I've been I've had some TikToks in my head pretty much nonstop. She-Hulk twerking. That's a thing that happened. But number one for me, last weekend, I got to see Kendrick Lamar in concert, which is one of my absolute favorite things that I've never seen I've never seen a rap show in an arena before. Like that was.
How was it?
No, it was incredible. I had so much fun. And the other thing that I've been doing, because I've been in the process of moving around and getting everything situated, I have watched 175 episodes of the anime One Piece in probably 2, 3, 4, 5 days, because I am going through some things.
Oh my!
I mean, that's only like what, 1/3 of it, because there's like
that's not 1/3. There's 2,000 something episodes. I have not made a dent yet.
That's too much.
That's too much. Here's the thing: it is too much, but I can't stop now. I've gone in too far, and you know what? I think it's time for headlines. What do y'all? Headlines?
Sure.
Headlines?
Yeah.
Headlines?
I feel like we should make a union for this.
Yeah, we should. Bonzi, that's a great idea. Javion, do you have something you want to add to that?
Sure. I've got an interesting headline about unions. You may have heard about Card Kingdom, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Magic the Gathering sellers in the entire world, forming a union. This is in response to the increase of revenue that's been created by the company, but workers hadn't been seeing that same increase to their own personal wages, and there's a lot of turnover going on. So back in, I believe, June, Card Kingdom actually announced that they were going to unionize, and then last month they actually did unionize. Well, Bellevue Mox Boarding House, which is the board game sort of facing side of the company, board gaming, actually announced that they were going to unionize back in last month, actually in July. And finally, only a couple of days ago, they won their union vote. Bellevue Mox Boarding House has now unionized. They won the union vote 25-1. CWA Union, in coordination with UFCW 3000, helped to make it all possible through the organizing committee and a bunch of supporters. Apparently, this is all, like I said, in response to the changing needs of the workplace. And we're seeing a lot of other unions being popping up in a lot of different places, for like places like Amazon and Starbucks are all in talks of doing something like this. So it's nice to see that a place that is very local to Washington State, Seattle, is joining a union. They're working to get changes to contracts and things like that for, like I said, increased wages, but also health and safety standards, and also just workplace transparency. So we're hoping. I used to work at Mox Boarding House. I don't work there anymore. I'm very happy to see that they succeeded in their goals, and I want to see them succeed in all of their goals in the future. And my hope is that this will have sort of like a domino effect, and other Mox Boarding House franchisees and stores will become unionized as well. It gives lots and lots of the workers there a negotiating force to speak to the powers that be. The board and the committee, the all-seeing eye that looks over everyone and decides how much pay time off you get. It gives them a lot more negotiating power when they need things, or when they think that things would be better if they could get them changed. Now they can actually work together for those kinds of things. Really, really proud of them. Good luck to all of y'all out there. I know you guys are fighting real hard. I know I'm not working with you anymore, but I'm still fighting with you in spirit. I'm still supporting you guys. So keep it going.
Absolutely. That is genuinely a awesome thing to see. This is part of the community building aspect that I love about this, where it's like, we are, this is a bit, unions are, without unions, we wouldn't have gotten sick leave. We wouldn't have got like minimum wage stuff. Like, this is stuff that unions have been on the forefront for people in the middle class and above to like literally protect the workers. And that's something that needs to happen, because workers are often exploited in all forms. Are you telling me you have not worked a retail job before? I've lived in retail. It is the good things that have happened in those spaces are because of unions. So seeing this happen in tabletop and board game, with also didn't Kickstarter recently unionize?
Yeah.
Yes. Seeing this happen is exciting, and it's positive change in a world that is in desperate need of actual positive change. So 100%. I hope to see the rest of the Mox Boarding House team is fully supported across the state, any of the other stores, and we'll keep you updated if there's any new news about that, for sure. Congratulations. But speaking of unions, Disney's got a new game?
Yes, okay. The ever-looming mouse is starting to gather its forces and is trying to dip its toes. I don't know if you noticed, Disney's been trying to get more into the tabletop RPG, or not RPG, just tabletop community world. First, of course, with their Villainous board game that they had really good success with. Now they're trying to side swap, of course, Pokemon, which of course has a lot of competitor, and Magic. They're kind of woohoo, just trying to jump right in there. So yes, of course, after the success, like for example, the Villainous board game, they're partnering up with Ravensburg again to launch this just basically TCG called Loricana. This game will be a family-friendly TCG, and it will allow players to bring the Disney characters to life off the page and have them battle one another. I kind of like the thought of some of these combos of like maybe just like Hades beating up on like Scar. I like, it doesn't have to be villains, but I only really see the villains really doing something. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's just me. And also, yes, so there's not really a lot of details coming out, but the game is said to be not very competitive. They want to make sure to be like, hey, this is supposed to be more about like the artwork and having like think of it as my first trading card game kind of thing. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. I'm gonna try to learn the basic mechanics and then graduate to like, I'm going to smite you. But like all card communities, we're probably going to figure out how to make it competitive. The first preview is supposed to take place at the D23 Expo in Anaheim on September 9th. So with this game's release taking place in fall 2023. So look it up. If you could choose, like, what do you think the houses are going to be for it? Because, like, they have, like, the various different elements. What are Disney elements going to be? Like,
you got your water heroes, you got your earth heroes, you got your air heroes, and you got your fire heroes.
Okay. So the elements?
Yeah, the elements. But so we know, what would be who? Like, would Mulan be a earth elemental or a fire?
I'm thinking earth.
You think you're
I'm thinking Aladdin would be like air.
Yeah, for sure.
Jafar would be fire. Obviously you got Ariel and all them. And
Water.
Who's Wreck-It
Moana's
Ralph?
gonna be water.
What about
Or
Wreck-It Ralph?
she could be
Where's Wreck-It
Earth.
Ralph stand?
Oh.
Wreck-It Ralph would probably be Earth.
Or what if they
Well,
did
they have
like
to-
what if they did like a princess's area and then like a house
Ooh.
or like a monster's house, because there's so many that would fit into both of those buckets,
That's
like
right.
for Monsters Inc.
Well,
and stuff like that.
you bring up a great point. There's princesses, you got warriors, you got casters. I mean, we're getting deep in the weeds.
I feel like maybe they'll even come with different categories, like digital categories of like Wreck Ralph being a digital hero.
Ooh.
I can't hear the word digital without hearing the Digimon theme song.
Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon
That's
are
not a
the
Digimon.
champions. Wait, actually, hold on. It was on Fox Kids. Disney owns Fox now.
Yes.
Oh.
So they might not own the animation rights to the Japan version, but they definitely it was on Fox Kids, so it makes sense. Speaking of things that make sense, Noir. Is there any kind of new headline?
No.
Just gonna.
I love this show.
It's a beautiful picture.
King Domino. Yes, there is a new headline. I'm very glad that you asked. Head to the lost city of Atlantis with this new English localization. King Domino designers Atlantis themed board game is getting an English localization. And shout out goes to Dice Breakers, and particularly Alex Meacham Meehan for providing the story. An Atlantis-themed board game, co-designed by creator King Domino, Bruno Cathala, is getting an English localization. Taking place in a universe wherein the mythical city of Atlantis exists, Orichalcum, originally known as Orichalcleek, is a board game that has players heading an expedition onto land. As a member of an Atlantean society, players will be embarking on a journey to discover a new home for their civilization. With the dreaded cataclysm event on the horizon, the people of the underwater kingdom must find their salvation elsewhere. So this is a 4x4 title board game, meaning that the title focuses on exploration, expansion, exploration, and extermination. Orichalcum has players searching for habitable land for their respective people. However, players will need to make sure that these future homes aren't in danger of monster attacks, with one of the goals for the players being to eliminate all the creatures currently based on their island. This sounds like a very fun and like almost friendly. It doesn't seem too competitive. I'm glad to have it coming over to English so that we can get our hands on it and try and play it. I'd love to give this a workout. The art on it looks just fantastic. The general conceit of the game sounds like a lot of fun. So I'm super glad that this is coming out. This is, I believe, a 2-player board game. So definitely find a friend and give it a shot. See if you can find some new land to escape from Atlantis.
I love 4X games. This definitely doesn't look like super heavy like most of the 4X games that I've played before.
Yeah.
So
Can I ask you a question, Javion?
Oh yeah, what's up?
What is a 4X game for those of us who don't know?
Well, a 4X game is it's kind of an odd thing that it's called 4X's when it's really 4Es, if you ask me. But I'll just tell you, the 4X's stand for exploration, expansion, exploitation, and extermination.
And X gonna give it to you.
Yeah, and X gonna. It's basically like conquest games where you're either trying to spread out your influence on the entire board, like with area control, or trying to fight people, or just exterminate your opponents by massacring them all. So
okay. So it goes first. We're gonna rock, then we're gonna roll.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Just making sure. That sounds like a lot of fun, Javion.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I also, whenever I see Orichalcum, I always think Kingdom Hearts. That's the only time I've ever heard it used. So I've always thought that would be like a cool name for a board game. I'm really mad that I missed out on getting the name of my first board game, Orichalco. But I'll come up with something else.
This sounds like the reverse of Spirit Island, though. So I wonder if you could one side play Spirit Island and one side play this game, and then just combine it as it.
Bonzo, that's a brilliant idea.
There you go.
This is just a shout. I want to say this is we're in the middle of I have a headline to cover and I'm supposed to do a fun transition. Not gonna happen. but what I do want to say is I feel I'm newer to tabletop and board games than most of these folks here, and these lovely human beings are so wonderful to their brains about this stuff. It's nice to pick them. I'm happy they're on the show. That's why they're here. So Noir, thank you so much for covering that. That is awesome. Javion, thank you so much for explaining to me what those things were. 'Cause I just genuinely didn't know, and maybe everyone in chat does know, but I didn't. And I think that is a great time to transition to our next headline. So,
what's the next headline?
I'm
Papa.
I'm so glad you asked, son. The next headline is a headline. It is from Jeffrey Dom Sanchez of ICV2. Thank you so much for this article, bringing this to our attention. This is a new WizKids D&D Icons of the Realm release. This is going to be an adventure in a box, so for those of you who don't know, it's basically just a whole bunch of cool stuff and an adventure in the game. So this will come with items and minis and a few things. I do kind of want to get into what this is going to be, because this is the den of the were-rat. This is a were-rat den. If you are familiar with a rat, it's basically that, except were. And if you don't know what that means run away from it, it's going to eat you. This box set contains 6 pre-painted miniatures as well as 9 den dressings. It also features a double-sided tiled battle map for players to explore, and 4 different were-rats. And here's my favorite thing. This is all, I love this. This is going to be fun. I'm sure I have nothing against this. I will buy this whole thing just so I can get a small trash pile and a large trash pile. That comes in this game. You don't have to you don't have to clean your house. It's like, this is a part of a werewolf den, were-rat den. But it comes with the rat's nest, giant rat, swarm of rats, moldy cheese horde, a rotten table, a prisoner, a cage, a rotten crate stack, a sludge puddle, and a rat-covered bone pile. You know what? I think this is a buy. This is a buy for me. I'm gonna buy this rat pile.
The sludge pile. Not gonna lie.
Listen,
you cannot go wrong with the sludge pile.
There is a were-rat, and he has abs.
Oh, he is
He does
ripped.
have abs.
He is ripped.
I played in a game with Noir where I was a cat, and I had the most ripped. I was the artist drew the art for it, and they just made the cat the most ripped, shredded cat I've ever seen. So basically, that was the inspiration for the were-rat. Just for the record, shout out to Cobalt Press.
A lot of people are gonna laugh at the idea of a big announcement about rats or whatever, but you would be surprised how many times I need to use were-rats and other were creatures, like lycanthropy creatures, in all of my campaigns. It's really, really common.
So this is if you are interested in this and you like this kind of concept of being in essentially a big trash house with a giant buff rat, whatever you're into, there's no judgment here. I think this is good. You could get this thick were-rat and all of this stuff. That's a sludge pile. That's the trash table. That's all the different were-rats. That's all the different stuff. That's the 6-inch double-sided mat for $99.99. That's a lot of trash. That's a lot of rat, and I hope you get that.
But where are the were-rats?
You know what?
Where are they?
It's gonna be a challenge
At the gym, apparently.
It would be a challenge to find the were-rat anywhere but the gym. Speaking of challenges, though, Javion, do you have any kind of challenges you're going through personally, or do you want to share with the chat?
Are you talking about my next headline, or are you just?
Of course, I'm talking about.
I think we already had.
We already had that talk.
Yeah, I've got a cool new game that got announced from Z-Man Studios. It's called Challengers. It is a tournament-style deck-building battle game that features weird characters and mashups of different genres. If you take a look at the art, you'll see lots of different wacky mashups of things like a handmade, a dinosaur, something like the number one, but it's a rainbow and it's got like a face for some reason and arms and legs. I don't know why, but it's there and you can play as them in this game. It's all about basically like a capture the flag style of board game. It plays 1 to 8 players, which for a battling game can get really hectic really fast. But what's really unique about this style of game that they're kind of creating is that you're playing in one-on-one battles in a tournament style where one person will rise to the top with their deck once the game has concluded. So you start off basically with a starting deck of cards. You get 3 newcomers, a talent, a champion, and a dog. Yes, the dog is going to help you capture the flag. Teach the dog how to fetch, obviously. Then you're going to buy cards from a marketplace and then add them to your pool of cards. And then slowly but surely, you're going to try to nab the flag from your opponent. They're going to nab it back. And then you're going to keep doing that until you either run out of cards or until somebody completes the process of keeping the flag for themselves and they are declared the winner. So the battle isn't too much of like attacking and defending kind of thing. It's more of like a numbers kind of battle, but there's a lot of card text and like icons to work out. So there's a lot of complexity involved in it. It's definitely the kind of game that I can see them adding lots of expansions for. It's giving me very strong Unmatched Battle of Legend vibes. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a mashup of all of the unlicensed properties you could ever imagine in combat. Basically, you get a deck of cards specific to it, and it's very similar to that in this way. So apparently, it is going to be releasing actually pretty soon. You're going to be able to check it out if you're going to Eschenspiel in Germany in October next month, or you could just wait until November where it releases for $40. Take a look at the art, see what you think. There's a lot of possibilities for what kind of creatures you can find in it. Not all of it's being spoiled super early, and it's definitely not like Pandemic, which is another Z-Man game that's all about fighting the pandemic in a co-op style of game. This one's very, very much more competitive than that. I mean, the game's called Challengers. You will find any reason to bring that person up, no matter what we're talking about.
Been a while. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been wanting to talk about this. Oh, Marcus, you're muted. I think we're good now. So my headline is that Marvel Multiverse, a TTRPG, obviously set in the Marvel universe, came out with a playtest not too long ago, and it was not good. Now they've come out with an update, and it reads as though they've listened to their fans, and that it will be better.
Good.
That sounds like very hopeful words. Very hopeful words.
So I mean, personally speaking, it was just overly complicated, and I understand Marvel's a big world, and there's lots of power, lots of history there, and trying to emulate that at the play table can be a lot. And so they had lots of rules, and it was very complicated. It was very hard to get your head around. Also, very much shout out to Belle of Lost Souls for providing the story, J.R. Zambrano in particular. So there's now a big free update, so you can go ahead and give the Marvel Multiverse RPG playtest rule version 1.2 a spin. They've made lots of changes, and there's a new character sheet, and they've also added Shang-Chi if you want to give him a spin and see how that plays out. So if you're familiar with the previous version of the Marvel Multiverse, you'll be surprised by just how much has changed. Features like ranks, which are good for letting you know how powerful a character is, as opposed to how much a character has advanced, has been reduced from 25 to a total of 6. And archetypes, which were like character classes, have just been removed entirely. And that, yes, I agree. uh, so now, instead of trying to create a class for everything, it's just a matter of individual powers, power sets, and ranks. And so it's a lot simpler. This game runs on a dice pool system. So for example, Captain America, who has a rank of 4 and a might of 8, now rolls a +12 when making a might action roll. 4 + 8, 12. Damage rolls have been simplified as well. Players use the results of their Marvel dice from the attack and multiply it by their rank plus any modifiers from powers. Very straightforward, very to the point. Just a dice pool system. It's nice, it's neat, it's concise, and it's very heartening to see publishers listening to the input that they get from these playtests and making the necessary changes, because I don't think there's a single person on the planet that doesn't want this to do well.
We're seeing like firsthand, like tangible evidence.
Yes.
When you playtest something, if you actually like do the surveys or just send in your thoughts, look, they're changing things.
Exactly.
They actually do something.
So I mean, it's very important that when you do these play tests, just because you're a fan of the IP, that doesn't mean that you go in gentle. You gotta let them know, hey, this plate of spaghetti was trash. I would like new spaghetti, please.
It's crunchy. I need to soften.
And that's how you save the restaurant. So good on you. Everybody involved with the Marvel Multiverse RPG. I look forward to telling you what I don't like about this one so we can get even better.
I thank you, Noir, for having the patience to cover this for us. I know we've put it off several
I've been wanting to talk about this for so long.
But we are finally
Other things kept popping up.
We'll make sure to have any updates. Like you were saying, though, like you all were saying, it's really great to be able to see that they are not only listening to the feedback that they're getting, but adapting it so quickly. And like there's a lot of I don't know. It's like you guys are saying. It's nice to see stuff moving forward. Is there anything else you want to cover about this? I think there's a delayed headline for you in there, Noir.
Oh, is there? Let's see.
I've got something I wanted to add on. One quick thing.
Yeah,
Javion,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I believe Ultra Pro is having the Labor Day weekend sale this weekend. That's right. It's 50% off on Ultra Pro's website if you want to check it out. There's a lot of content. There's a lot of card accessories that are a lot of games that you can pick up. The ultraprogames.com. If you like Magic the Gathering, or if you like Ascension or any of the other cool stuff that Ultra Pro has set out, 50% off, up to 50% off on tons of stuff on their website. Go check it out.
Yeah, because It's Labor Day weekend. Totally forgot. Labor Day weekend.
Wonderful. Thank you for the reminder, Javion.
Yeah.
But there's another thing I want you to remind us about. Do you happen to know what it is? I think, Bonsai, do you have a song for this one?
Oh, it's Javion, where you at? Tell us them bundles, where them bundles at.
That's right. I'm the bundle boss, baby.
Woo!
That's right. Every week we talk about bundles for RPGs that take some proceeds and give them to a charity. Different charities all the time. This week we are showcasing Bundle of Holdings Indie Treasure Trove. It's an all-new Indie Treasure Trove from 2022, the 2022 edition for Bundle of Holding. It gathers a wide range of recent small press tabletop role-playing games for an unbeatable bargain price. Now, I know games do I get in this bundle? Well, first, let me tell you, it's only going to be $10, and you're going to get a ton. You're getting Girl Underground, which is a low prep apocalypse engine RPG of a young girl and her companions traveling through a semi-sinister wonderland. Sound familiar? Hunt the Wicked is another RPG by Ben Dutter about galactic bounty hunters trying to keep the peace and protecting humanity from extinction. We've also got Mage to Order, a cool play on words by Joey Martin. The Municipal Order of Technomantic Engineers keeps the lights on in the Magitech city of Thelema. Don't you want to find out what Thelema is? Save the Universe is another RPG by Don Bisdorf about creating galactic menaces and the heroes that defeat them in a simple, story-focused space opera. Everybody knows space operas, notoriously simple. Oh, and of course, we also get The Spider in the City by Thomas Manuel, a solitaire journaling game. We love solitaire RPGs here. It's about criminal masterminds in a city racked by rebellion. Very, very intriguing. And if you pay more than the threshold price of $21.18, you level up. You get the bonus collection. You get RPGs such as Dueling Fops of Vindemir, Dot Dungeon, Over Arms, The Well, Wicked, and Graceful. So many different RPGs. Now, did I mash any of those together, or each of those a different RPG? Well, you have to click on the link in chat to find out. You're getting so many RPGs here, all of them independent developers, and 10% of all the proceeds that they collect from donations go directly towards direct relief. We've talked about direct relief several times on this show. We love this charity. They're all about providing protective gear and critical care medications and resources to health workers and emergency deliveries to medical facilities all across the United States and Canada and regional response agencies all around the world. Y'all, Bundle Holding does great work, but I mean, this time, if you don't check out this bundle, you are missing out on pages and pages, thousands and thousands of hours of content, DRM-free ebooks just for you and your gaming table. Make sure you check it out before they run out.
Thank you so much, Javion. That's awesome. And I always love to see a bundle that's full of a bunch of indie games as well. It's nice to see. There's just such a weird variety here. This again looks like another bundle that I'm gonna have to spend my money on. But like you said, luckily it goes to a good cause. So I get something and they get something. This is great. I'm on board with this.
Excuse me, I would like something as well. I would like to be entertained. I think it is time for the crowdfunder court.
I will.
Your crowdfunder commissioner, and I would like to be clean. Please, Noir. I would like to know how to clean myself in the most fantastic ways.
This actually might be unfair because Noir actually brought a video presentation for this one. So
don't hate the player, hate the game.
So I'm gonna go ahead and cut to that, and we'll be right back. Check this out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Gelatinous cube soap. Little known fact, that was me playing the saxophone in the background there.
Can you really play saxophone?
Why not? No. No, I can't. But I have a MIDI controller. No, I'm not at all responsible for the music there. What I am responsible for is presenting this to our crowdfunder court. And I'm just gonna say some of us with the extra step and brought visuals, so I'm feeling like my neck is safe. But let's just go over some of the stuff that you saw there. It is, in fact, handmade jelly soap that jiggles, has dice in it, and did I mention squish?
Like squish. Squish is good.
Everybody likes squish.
I've never heard of squishy soap before.
You ain't never heard? Well, now you have.
This
Changed your life.
is a big day for you then, yeah, JD.
Yeah.
This is a big discovery. So I want shout out again from this gelatinous cube, folks. These are from the lovely folks who work on our Thursday shows, Roll with Rem Alternates. They play Shadowrun, the Emerald Glitch. So if you want to support some of our channels, folks, this is a good way to do it. Thank you, Noir, for bringing this to our attention. This devious little cube.
Yeah, you know, I do what I can to support our people. Maybe I could be on their show now.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
No, that's vertical integration, I think. I would assume.
That is. We
I
all
don't know anything
mix
about
together.
business.
It's okay. Well, you know, seeing how that was such an unfair presentation right there, very, very much unfair presentation. I think I should actually come in and do a zine revolution. It's all about the zines now. I've taken over. It was crowdfunder court, but now it's all about zines. And you want to know what zine I chose for everybody? Conduit, which is a solo journaling RPG. It does state that it's a horror RPG with about a medium who sees telepathic messages. This, of course, ends on Friday, September 9th. But when I did a little bit more diving, you actually take on a role of a telepathic mystic cataloging the secret knowledge you receive. There's over very much like if you ever played Vampire or any of those journaling type of solo RPGs, this is very much like it. But over the game's 29-day cycle, you receive records of your diary vision from the dark truth of beyond the world. Basically, it says horror, but you're mostly just going to see flashes of prompts from UFO, Hollow Earth, reptilians, and, you know, lizardmen. It's all the lovely tin hat stuff. That you're supposed to see as like slowly you reveal the reality of what the world is actually. So the mechanics are pretty simple. Each day you roll a d10. Some prompts might extinct you to interact with something in the real world, like open a random book or find an expiration date on nearby food item.
Oh, cool.
In addition, a simple recording of these visions is a diary. This game incorporates some crafting, scrapbooking elements, and the goal is ultimately to produce a journal that can either be a work of creative fiction or a prompt for another RPG with an occult bend to it. So if that zine interests you, especially if you're one of those people like me who like to play solo games that spark the creativity, Conduit, a solo journaling RPG. Now, who else?
I believe it is my turn.
Please, Doctor. Please let us know what your Kickstarter is. Or your zine. Or
Well, I don't have a zine, but I do have a grimoire.
Even better than a zine.
Would you like to know more about my grimoire?
Please, I want nothing more. We want nothing more, Doctor.
We're dying to know more.
Very good. Then I shall tell you all about it. I'm also trying to post a link. 1 second.
I did it already. It's all right.
Doctor has his hands full.
Yes, okay. I'm doing a lot of work here. Okay. The Book of Grimoires. It is a vote box for your Dungeons & Dragons miniatures and D&D dice. Use the spell book to venture into forgotten dungeons. You see, it comes in all sorts of looks, in all sorts of flavors. Do you like brown leather, black leather? Do you like keys for $69? You can get a grimoire of your own to hold your dice.
I love this thing. This is not just the Doctor, of course. Doctor, I respect and love you. But
Yes, you do.
These are gorgeous. Like, there's the one that has kind of the dragon scale with the red eye in it. Like, I don't know. Again, I don't know what I would use that for. Maybe if I get a gelatinous cube soap it'll have the 6 pieces of dice inside, so that I can put that dice to good use inside of this wonderful contraption. Doctor, do you have any recommendations for us?
Yes. Leeches on your wounds.
Leeches on our wounds.
And follow the Kickstarter, for it ends September 17th of this year.
We thought
Thank you, Plague Doctor.
Thank you, Plague Doctor, so much.
Thank you, Doctor.
Goodbye. I return to you your noir of Enigma.
Noir, where did you go? The Doctor was just here.
Yeah, he comes by and uses my setup sometimes.
Oh, that's so nice of you, letting him get his medical training in and stuff. That's great. We got some good
Very
advice.
tall, by the way.
Very tall.
Very
tall.
Top 5 all-time best noir bits.
So this is we can never get through a TableTakes crowdfunder court without Noir adding a awesome, expensive accessory that I want, but I can't afford. So Noir, once again, thank you so much for doing that to me.
It's 69. I mean, that's not my voice. It's 69.
I thought I heard the Doctor.
Stop impersonating me. I'm sorry, Doctor.
Well, I have no transition after that, and I definitely don't have any. I'm like looking around for props. No, I got nothing. So
Become the prop, Marcus.
Woo! So I want to talk about a very interesting zine. I'm bringing this back to the zine squad. This is called As Heard by the Town Crier. Now, that sounds, interesting, but if you've ever heard the phrase as seen on TV, you might get what this is all about. As Heard by the Town Crier is magical items inspired by magical infomercials. So let me take you through this Kickstarter, and let's kind of set the tone. It's 2 a.m. Your TV is the only source of light in the room. You've heard nothing but caffeine-fueled TV hosts explain strange items, which before this moment, you didn't know you needed. You think to yourself, what if this item existed in the RPG game I'm running tomorrow? Should you start planning a campaign? No. You should draw a bunch of rocks tied to an ankle. As Heard by the Town Crier is a strange list of magical and non-magical inspired items inspired by your favorite infomercials. The project was made with 5e in mind, but it's easy to adapt to whatever TTRPG system you prefer. This is really, really exciting, and I was gifted with the knowledge that one of our hosts was maybe destined to become a QVC host. So
QVC saleswoman.
Sorry, Digidestined to be a QVC saleswoman, correct.
I was born for this.
You were Digidestined, to get it straight. So, Javion, would you please cover this wonderful new item that anyone can play in their TTRPG campaign?
Absolutely nothing would bring me more pleasure. Thank you, Marcus. All right. Does your party's barbarian have too much gumption? Wouldn't it be nice if she took a break so the rest of the party could get a couple of hits on that pesky kobold? Give the gift of relaxing on the beach with a mojito to your favorite overeager axe-wielding murderer. We cannot guarantee the Axe of Lax will work properly while your friend is raging. It's a weapon, battle axe, uncommon. Ooh, and the wielder gains a +1 attack to damage rolls. Okay. It's also cursed. Watch out, everybody. This axe is cursed and imposes disadvantage on initiative rolls. It's the Axe of Lax.
Oh my gosh, that is I don't want to applaud too loud because I don't want to mess up this microphone, but I do want you to hear me like all the way where you are from here. So
thank you.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm just going to mute this.
Perfect. Thank you, Mark. Always going above and beyond.
And there we go. So this is a really, really cool zine. There's a couple other items. I'll let you take a look in there through the chat. But this is just a really neat, fun little thing. There's 5 days to go. It's already been fully backed. It only had a $50 goal, which is exceeded, which is also always lovely to hear, almost 4 times the goal. So if you're interested in this, 5 days to go. Check this out. Thank you so much for the support on this one. I feel so supported by Javion. Thank you, Javion.
I did such a good job. I just sold myself on it. I backed the Kickstarter for it.
you and Peter always have this habit of backing Kickstarters while we're on stream because they're so good.
Right.
Speaking of a good Kickstarter to back, though, do you have another zine for us, Vivian?
Yes. This zine is called Origin Immortal. It's the TTRPG of the gods. Excuse me, sorry. For an immeasurable amount of time, the universe was empty. Your consciousness lay spread across an infinite expanse until one fateful moment, a voice called out, "Awaken, Divine One." This RPG zine is all about building, world building. You and your friends pick up the zine, you flip through it, and you're ready to start creating races of elegant elves or vicious orcs or destroying continents or even creating paradises. You can literally play God in a divinity-focused tabletop RPG. It's all about, it's kind of like one of those RPGs that you've heard of, like with like map making in it. I can't remember the name of it right now. Something about the sea. But for those of you who have played a lot of RPGs out there, you probably know what I'm talking about. It uses this RPG zine uses a turn-based system where you roll for points at the start of your turn, and you can spend them to interact with the world in various different ways. You expand the pantheon by creating lesser gods, lesser than you, of course, and develop civilizations through the sharing of divine knowledge, command kingdoms to war, or create peace, build your equivalent of Mount Olympus, and more. Ancient dragons and titans can roam the land along with lesser gods who act of their own will, adding an element of randomness and additional roleplay to the game. The lowest tier, the hero tier, will actually just get you a text-only PDF of the zine and only costs $1. But you can go all the way up to the Ancient Immortal tier and get a full-color PDF of the Origin Immortal Zine edition. You also can get the text-only PDF edition and digital bonuses like the character sheets, the D100 inspiration tables. Who doesn't love a good D100 table? And the playtest records and inspiration materials. This zine ends in 30 days, so you got plenty of time to think about it. But I mean, come on. It's $1. It's going to give you plenty of content to play with your friends in between sessions or at the start of a new campaign when you're trying to create a new world for yourself. Super fun.
That is awesome. And you know, the thing about zines that I like is that they're so quick. They're so small. So they have these like little tight little games wrapped up into a nice little package. So I think because we are actually running low on time, we do have quite a bit of zines still. So why don't we do a little speed run? Noir, do you have something for us?
Yes. Psyops is a 32-page A6 player-facing zine for Cyborg presented as an in-universe punk zine. No mechanics, no stats, just a chaotic little zine full of world-building, quest hooks, items, and a bunch of other cyberpunk stuff for your players to use in your Cyborg games. Yeah!
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. What was your name?
I wasn't done yet.
Oh!
Okay.
Oh, whoa.
What's inside? A review of a newly opened beer garden of player-facing hooks for other Cyborg third-party contents. What's not inside? Stats, mechanics, the rules, any sympathy for the corpse, the cops, and the capitalist system. A-cab, eat the rich.
Okay. Wow. Wasn't expecting that for something so cute.
That was wonderful. Thank you, Monster.
No, that's fine. I'm done now.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us, little guy.
I have many people here.
I want to talk about my zine now.
Go, Javion, go.
This is a DCC RPG monster manual zine. It also has a 5e adaptation that's already finished. But this Kickstarter is specifically for Dungeon Crawl Classics, which I'm going to be running next week if you happen to tune in to TableTakes game night next week. So this is a monster manual zine that's been inspired by monsters from the Legend of Zelda series. The creator talks a lot about how they picked up Legend of Zelda for the first time and it inspired them to create all these monsters. So you got things like the Dark Knight, Ectype, Gamoria, Genie, Glico, all these weird names, but when you look at them, they look like Octoroks and Moglins and Cravens and all the other stuff that you've already seen in Legend of Zelda games. So
just legally
check it out.
distinct from.
Yes. Legally distinct.
Similar to, but legally distinct from.
Different names, different features. Check it out for $5 if you just want to get the digital version, and add it to your Dungeon Crawl Classic games, but also check out the 5e version at the bottom of the Kickstarter as well. It's got 3 days to go.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Javion.
Happy to help.
Noir, I think we have another Kickstarter, another zine for you.
Oh yeah, we do. We do. Okay, yeah, we can go for it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I keep looking at that picture. So D. Vincent Baker's The Thief and the Necromancer. It's just me this time, no more puppets. In The Thief and the Necromancer, your friends, one a gifted necromancer, the other a thief and a street performer. You've both escaped bad situations and you've thrown in together to take on the world. The necromancer, when you were young, you were taken by a notorious necromantic cult and bound by enchantment into their service. The thief, you're a street performer, an acrobat, a tumbler. You know the sleight of the furtive, not the sleight of the Fourstone and the sleight of Filch, and let the world beware of what you guys accomplished together. It's a game series. The Thief and the Necromancer is the 4th game in the Wizard's Grimoire Zine series. It's a complete standalone game, and you don't need any other issues. The Wizard's Grimoire, the Barbarian's Bloody Quest, and the Last Adventure to play. This Kickstarter has 5 days to go. It's already surpassed its goal of $2,200. The art on this is just beautiful. Highly recommended. Go out and back it. I mean, come on. It's like $10. It's $10. Do it. Do it. Or Twaxis gets it.
No.
Oh yeah.
Twaxis.
Yeah. Remember from last season? I'll do it.
All right. Well, we only got a little bit of time
Yeah,
left.
JV,
So
you have something for us?
I'm gonna talk about the last zine of the segment. We got Hell Inc., the RPG zine. It's a tabletop RPG of demons, slackers, and soul-crushing corporate jobs. It uses a rules-light hack of Powered by the Apocalypse, which uses a 2d6 system. However, the best part about this is that you don't want to roll too high and you don't want to roll too low. You're literally striving for mediocrity. If you roll too low, obviously things are going to go wrong. You're not going to know what to do and you're just going to fail at something. But if you roll too high, then you incur the wrath and jealousy of all your coworkers, and then you get more work piled onto you by your boss, Satan. So check out this bundle. You can get it for only $5 in Canadian money. Just to get the digital copy, and it's got 19 days to go. Super funny. Highly recommended.
That is awesome. And of course, Bonza, this makes it the end of Crowdfunder Court. Is everyone making it out alive?
I think only if we rate the scale of who does the best dancing between Shrek, She-Hulk, and the Grinch.
Okay.
I need your rate. Oh, I need your honest rating of who out of those 3 are the best dancer.
Shrek, She-Hulk, and the Grinch?
Yeah,
Yes.
If you got to pick.
We just gonna forget that Meg the Stallion's in there.
No, Meg the Stallion is it goes without question.
But she's not green. She's not green.
Wow.
Sir.
Impossible. Who's gonna be able to rate this? No, I give up.
Thank you so much for watching Table Takes this week, everybody. It has been delightful chaos full of all the new board game releases, new news, and really, really awesome folks. One thing I do have to say is be sure to stick around immediately after this because we have Table Takes game night at 12 or 3:30 Pacific time, so just about half an hour from now. We're going to be playing Tiny Taverns. Javion is going to be GMing or running the game for us. So excited for that. And then stay tuned afterwards for Once Upon a Crime by Great Howitt on Sarah's Table. And then don't forget, closing out our week of shows on Sunday, we have Nerd Botchery Adventures, so check that out if you like cosplay, D&D, and a bunch of weird cool stuff. Next up, we have a whole streaming schedule, Mondays through Fridays to Saturday and such, all those other wonderful days. Mondays we have board games with the brothers Murph. Nick and Mike are going to be playing some games with the chat, so stick around, check that out. We have Out of Character with Mark Tassin exciting interview show. We also have Wednesday, the series finale of the RPG session of Actoroki, a season finale of the Actoroki RPG series. This is going to be the last RPG game. There's still going to be a movie. There's still going to be a script read. Don't worry, those will still be there. But this is the last bit. The story's going to be affected. So that's really exciting. So make sure to tune in on 6 p.m. on Wednesday there, where Mike Boozer leads the whole cast through some games. We also have Blood in the Clock Tower on Thursday. Roll with Rem Alternus as well. And then join us right back here for Table Takes, Game Night, and Sarah's Table on Fridays. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much to all of the hosts. Check us out. Leave us a follow. You can follow me at Best Kinda Worst. You can follow Javion at
JV Smith on Twitter.
You can follow Bonsai at
Bonsai Baby or Bonsai Baby.
And you can follow Noir at
You can follow me at the Noir. Attack us now!
No! And again,
Commercial break. It's too long.
we are going to go to commercial break. We will be right back, but make sure to stay tuned after Tiny Tavers for a special post-credit sequence where we all twerk. Bye!